you believe it? Season 2, episode 33. Not doing a nod out to, Rolling Rock, but 33, it is the number. Side note. Anyway, it's Labor Day. Well, not yet, but it's Labor Day weekend, and you know what that means. By God, we're getting drunk. Yeah, we celebrate everything we can in this house. So really, if there's a national day, we celebrate it, but this is a big one. It's Labor Day. And Labor Day means a lot of things. Don't worry, I'll tell you all about it. But for us, you know what? We're going garden. Garden's kind of, end of summer, it's disappearing. So I promised a lot of things that I was going to juice. And by God, I'm juicing tonight. And we're making some cocktails with it. So it's the GSC. Don't worry, I'll explain it. But you know what? Let's get in. Let's have a cocktail. Are you ready? I'm ready. Here we go. Blue Monkey Quarantina. Only business. Monkey business. Oh yeah, we've had a couple. Just come on in. And oh my goodness. Surprise, surprise, look at this.
Surprise!
You know what? It's fun when the neighbors just show up. You may remember a story I told a while ago where somebody came and drank all my gin. Now, I'm not saying it's a coincidence, but I'm just saying they did bring us some more gin. So,
replacements.
But we're vodka tonight. Now, folks, it's Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend. So it was funny. This morning, we're going golfing, Max and I, and Max was like, I don't really know what Labor Day is. I said, you know what, buddy? I said, doing a cocktail show about Labor Day, and he's like, I was hoping you would tell me. This is a true story. And I said, all right. I said, what do you want to know? He said, what's Labor Day? I said, well, here it is. 1882, New York City. Now, this is where it all starts. New York City, they want to put together a day to commemorate all the laborers, the people that have helped build the country, build the city. So New York City, they started off. Very first one. 2 years later, 1884, they move it to make it, originally it was September 5th. Well, that didn't work. So they made it every Monday, first Monday in September. That was in 1884. Fast forward, 1887. Now, New York is trying to make it a bigger deal. It's only in the city right now. Oregon. Bastards. They beat everybody to it. They heard about it and said, this is fantastic stuff. They make it a holiday for the state. It isn't until 1894, which is about 16 years later. I'm not really good at math when I'm drinking. But 1894 becomes national holiday. And we still celebrate it. And we get a Monday off. What's it all about? It's all about, again, laborers, people that help build this country. Hats off to everybody that does it. That includes bartenders and bartenders. I don't know what a female bartender's called.
Bartender.
Barmaid.
No, that's someone who waits on tables.
Yeah. You know what? They're all bartenders. Men and women alike. Whatever you want to choose to be. But anyway, it's everybody out there who's doing it. I appreciate it all. So anyway, we celebrate it, but it also marks the end of summer. Back to school, all that stuff. But when it comes to the end of summer, one of the things I think about is also the end of our garden. Because our garden, right now, plethora of fruits and vegetables.
Such a fancy word.
Thank you. Yeah.
Plethora.
Practice. You're welcome. So we have all this great stuff. And by God, I'm going to use it up. And I made a promise, and I talked around it all seasons about juicing a watermelon. It's going to happen tonight, folks. We're juicing watermelons.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Right.
literally sweet. So let's talk about the watermelon. A lot of people don't realize watermelon's been around for 5,000 years. Africa. That's where the first watermelons were ever grown. Egypt, big in Egypt. And but here's the thing. While Mark Twain once said that watermelon is what angels eat. That's a quote. You can look that up. 5,000 years before, watermelon was not the sweet fruit that we know. In fact, it was very bitter, harsh, hard rind, white. Inside wasn't even this pretty reddish pink hue. No. Very bitter. But they know it's been around for 5,000 years because they found seeds. You know, you find those even after you eat watermelon. But they find these seeds in the ruins, aka bathrooms of pharaohs, They didn't have bathrooms like that, but they found them in
Holes.
pyramids, holes. And they've been buried like with a sarcophagus. Look at me with big words tonight. But they would find these all these seeds, so they knew watermelon's been around for 5,000 years. There's actually pictures, hieroglyphics of watermelon drawings, which I don't know if that's really true, but I read it. 8 minutes of research every show,
That's
packed full, and I stretch it out
Perfect.
to 16 minutes every night. See how it's you know. But it was a horrible fruit back then. So if it was so bitter and horrible, why would they even have it? Why did they cultivate it? Because they grew it. This was a big thing. The secret lies in the name. It's called watermelon. Africa needed water. And they found that watermelons would last up to 2 months so that they could basically grow watermelon, carry it, transport it, pulverize it, pull the water out of it, and have a beverage. You're welcome. So we're doing watermelon tonight. Now, the other part of this, what do we have?
Oh, somebody had a question.
Oh, there was a question.
Question.
Real quick.
Yeah, from the front.
Who coined the phrase "a set of melons"?
That was actually Tutankhamun back Egypt. Yeah, a little known fact, but yeah, and that's actually why he was killed as a young child for saying "I said melons" and done with them. So the more you know. So the other thing that we have opposite of melons are cucumbers. See what I did there? But we have tons of cucumbers in the garden, and by God, I'm juicing cucumbers tonight.
Sweet.
And I'll tell you how. But cucumbers, now they're not as old as the melon. They only go back 3,000 years. Now, I will tell you, actually, Asia is where they were cultivated, but guess what? They were tied to Africa as well. And the reason? Huge water in the old cucumber. Folks, we're having fun here. As a matter of fact, so these were big in Egypt. But what's funny about the cucumber, this isn't actually funny at all, but the Egyptians, they were smart. What they would do with their cucumber, and I already feel awkward holding it this way, but what they would do is they would actually drill a hole into the top of a cucumber. They would then mix the inside of it up, and they would make it like a liquid. They would then plug the top of it, and then they would bury it in the ground. This is awkward as well. I'm going to set this down now. Anyway, they would let it sit underground for like a week or two. It would ferment, and then they would take it out of the ground, and they would drink it. They basically were making a cucumber liquor 3,000 years ago. God bless you. That's just genius. But don't try that at home. Don't do that. It probably kill you. But that's what they were doing back then. But actually, cucumbers are quite healthy, so this is good. One of the lowest calorie vegetables available. So I'm just trying to watch everybody. The other thing, they are filled with phytonutrients. Phytonutrients are basically nutrients that fight off like fungus and disease. So that's why they're a hardy vegetable. But there are a lot of people that believe by ingesting those, it helps people also fight off disease. So again, spreading the love. I'm surprised Emergency hasn't come up with a cucumber flavor. Because, I mean...
That would be money.
You know what? You do your thing, I'm doing my thing. You wait for the packets, they're coming out soon, folks. Emerging cucumber.
It still starts with a C.
Still the same thing. Emerging cube.
The big C.
You know, Britt? Anyway, we're off track. I'm sorry. But but cucumbers. So not the last thing I'm going to tell you tonight, but I'm going to give you one more thing. You've heard the old saying, cool as a cucumber? The inside of the cucumber can stay 20 degrees cooler than the outside of the cucumber.
Huh.
Yeah, measured, scientific proof. I'm not making this up. I could be making it up. But back in the 17th century, they used to take people with fevers. They would lay them on a bed of cucumbers to help draw out the fever, and that is where the term "cool as a cucumber" came from. The more you know. Okay. Last thing I'll tell you about this. There is one other thing. It's called a cucurbitacans. So cucurbitacans is actually another chemical compound in a cucumber. And it actually gives it a little bit of a bitter taste. It also gives you gas. So when you burp from eating a cucumber, it's from the cucurbitacus. But have you ever heard of a burpless cucumber? So the burpy cucumber, the burpless, is actually because over years they've been able to extract that. So a burpless cucumber is one where they've actually been able to reduce the amount of cucurbitacins inside a cucumber. I don't know. Who cares? Paul, just make the damn drink. I mean, really, that's all I got, folks. I got cucumbers and watermelons. It's literally all I have. But you know what? We're going to make it. Here we go. So, our drink tonight, I got to tell you, this is totally made up. You know what? There's not a lot of historical cucumber drinks or watermelon drinks, let alone put them all together. But by God, I have promised I'm going to do it. So I am. What do you need? Well, you need this. You need ice.
I feel like while you're juicing the cucumber and the watermelon, we need to come up with synonyms for the word plethora.
We can do this. I need, you know what we have to do? We've got to double up. We need more glasses. Because literally, folks, this was a surprise. And you know what a good bartender has? More glasses.
Sweet.
So, boom, boom, and boom. Probably, let's see what we can do. We can make this work. I know I can make this work. All right, so, here we go. Hold on. We're going to have two versions of this. We're going, there's 2 ounces there.
Nothing like the poppin'.
And then 2 there. Going to the shelf. Local voltage vodka for numero. There we go.
Nice.
There we go. And we're going 2 and 2 here.
Sounds
Smells
good.
delicious. I should have made one with gin.
Ooh.
Next time. All right, so there's your main. You really could make this with anything. Why? Because I'm making it up now. But you could do this with a little mezcal. You could do this with rum. You could
now
do
you're
it
saying
with
mezcal.
gin. I mean, anything's going to be delicious. Next thing, we need our juices. So, first, cucumber juice. Now, folks, I'm going to tell you, trick of the day. Slice up cucumber ahead of time. Just set it in the fridge. And then what's going to happen, I don't know if you can see this lovely cucumber extract, also known as cucumber water. So we're going to give that a little bit. And then, so we'll put that here. I've already started. And then what we're going to do is just, don't cut yourself. A little cheesecloth in your handy dandy press from China.
Ooh, the workaround.
Yeah, and then just going to throw some in there.
Did you learn this with the beets?
The beets, I'll tell you, that was probably when I cut those and hold on, one thing at a time, Paul. Come on, Paul, you know you've been drinking all day. All right, yeah. So the beets, they ridiculously juice themselves. So we're gonna see what we can get here. Yeah, so I will tell you, as much as I like to tell you that this is the easiest part of the program, it's not. Cucumbers are a little stingy with what they're willing to give you, but we're going to make it work. So, anybody have any other stories, anything to share as I try to juice?
School's back in session. That's exciting.
It is crazy. You know, there's a lot of people that I saw that kids aren't going back. We're kind of lucky.
Yeah, we
Our
are
kids
very lucky.
are back. Not that I,
It seems to.
yeah, hold on. I swear I could juice a walnut with this, but
Cucumbers are troublesome sometimes.
yeah, this is one more. Hold on, don't worry. The watermelons get easier. Just don't.
You're fine.
All right, last part. Here we go. The last little bit of cucumbers. Put them in here.
Oh, I just wanted to say also, just on a little side note, when you were talking about watermelons and how long they've been around,
Uh-oh.
watermelons have been around probably since the institution of the family. I mean, as long as you've, I guess, since the family has been around, they've always been doing what they call babies in the family. Have been doing what they call a watermelon crawl.
That's right. Thank
So,
you.
Obviously, that came from somewhere. So I would think that's relevant to.
Especially maybe like a country music song.
Well, then fast forward to present times. Somebody thought it was relevant too and made a song out of it.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then there's that.
All right, so we got our watermelon, our cucumber. We're gonna go 1 ounce per. So thank God we got 4 ounces right there.
Amen.
And then now I will say this: I've already done this part. The watermelon part of this, yeah, this is ridiculously easy. You can just stare at a watermelon and
The purees.
oh yeah, it's matter of fact. So get wrong cup.
Oh.
Now I need a little bit more. Bear with me. I know. Again. Oh, look
Nice.
at this. Don't watch that. One more, and we're good. All right, folks. Last bit of watermelon.
I love how the juicer just takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
You can't break this.
It's amazing. I actually borrowed that once to make lemonade. And it took me like 1 minute to juice a whole bag of lemons for lemonade. It's amazing.
It is the absolute Mac Daddy. All right, so here we go. Now back to our drink. We're gonna go 2 ounces of cucumber. And then we're gonna go a little heavy too. That's about 1 ounce per. And then we're gonna split that last part. Boom, boom. All right. You need, as much as this is sweetener, you still need a little bit more sweetener. So we're gonna go 1 ounce honey. Go local, or don't. I don't care if you support your neighborhood. It's fine. Buy the stuff from the big companies. Support the big companies.
That's generally just sugar water anyway.
So whatever makes you tick. For God's sakes, don't get it on the side, because then you cannot get the
That's how you
glass out.
break.
And I've learned this lesson so many times the hard way. Try not to break anything. That's our goal tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Be careful with the honey.
Nice. Nobody's been drinking here at all earlier today. I
We
promise.
just popped in. That's all we did. We just popped in.
This is true. Last thing, get rid of your watermelon sludge, and now you got to go with the real fruit. You're going lime on this. 1 lime per drink. Boom, boom. Oh. Where is my... Here it is. That's what's going on. Hold on. Gotta put it back together the right way, or else it won't work. We're running out of room. Little pink lime, that was yours.
It's
You're
pink
welcome.
lemonade. Pink limeade.
I like the juicer. That's
Oh,
cool.
it's amazing.
Oh, it's some of the best equipment out there. Last thing, not the last thing, but again, if you don't have the emerging cuke, because we haven't quite invented it yet, you're going to go emergency, sponsoring the Egyptians, but yet not this show. A little sprinkle of that in each one, and then last part that really is going to make this pop, just throw a couple mint leaves each one.
Nice touch.
You know, we're all about the final touch here. Now grab yourself another mixer glass, which I think we have. We're doing it a little different tonight. Give it a shake. You got honey in there, honey. So
Thanks, honey.
everybody count. There's uno, and then Oh.
Nice.
Nice. We saved it. Ice in a cup. We're coming
It
around
smells divine.
Can you smell the mint everywhere?
Amazing.
All right, folks. Then, thank goodness we went. You know, I went a little heavy with the ice tonight, and I normally do it because I spill ice everywhere.
Where's that? Denver.
Oh, you want that? Oh, you gonna get it?
All right. There we are. We got this. Now we're coming in. We're straining. We're going guest in the perfect cups.
Nice. I like the new the blue monkey.
Right.
Nice. Ooh.
Boom. Coming over here on these
Close.
ones.
We can do the watermelon crawl home.
You might have to when we're doing these.
Wow, perfect.
Garnish. Folks, if you're going to garnish cucumber drink, you better have
The
cucumber. Do the wheel. Now. Oh. No,
Randy was prepared.
I was there.
he was there. Whitney Houston, bodyguard, just like that. He was there. Brenda.
Wow, random.
Random, I know.
I like that movie though. Good movie.
All right. I don't know if it's going to work, but in my head, it's going to. We're
Oh,
going to make these little
islands.
islands.
Wait.
Nice.
Islands
You're
on the
not.
string.
You're not waking them up.
That is what we are.
Did you wake?
I didn't wake them up. There.
Is it sleepy mint?
Bam! There it is. Oh no, they've really wakened that one. I woke the hell out of that one. All right, here we go. And that one's mine. Get a little too close. Boom! There it is.
I like it.
That's all it is. But we were going to go with the. I finally decided to juice watermelon. Plus, we had a bunch of cucumbers left over cocktail, but that didn't seem to flow as
It's a
well.
mouthful.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Now, it's just a mouthful. Let's give it a try. Hold on, you ready? Oh my gosh. Gotta say, I don't make up a lot of cocktails, especially on the show. One of the first ones. Actually, it could be the first one. I always try to go with the things that are out there. I have given some people some recipes that I've made up, but this is smooth, easy. Get a little bit of the cucumber, get a little bit of the mint. The watermelon, obviously, delicious. Now, last thing I'll share with you, and then we're going to do a little cheers, is picnic. Summer's all about picnics, right? So picnics, actually, the French kind of came up with this, 1700s. Pique-nique, and it's actually, some people think it's two words. Pique is a word in French. It means to, basically, to nibble, to take a bite, to eat. And then nique means small, or basically just a very small, minute, doesn't matter amount. So it's basically a small amount of food. And that's actually where the term, it's no picnic, it's like, it's no big deal, or it's, it's no picnic, so it's going to be a big deal. Anyway, now you have to be careful though with this term, because as much as you can break those words up in French, pique and nique, nique by itself actually means, I learned this, means effort. So it's a bad word. So don't go to France and all of a sudden, hey, Nika! You're going to get yourself in trouble. I've just taught you the worst word in France. So, but apparently when you put them together, apparently when you put the word with eat, which, that sounds wrong too.
Right.
I'm just telling you what's out there. I didn't make the French language. Oh, Denver, careful. All right, so we're coming in. Cheers right here.
Thanks, everybody. Happy Labor Day.
Chink.
Labor Day. Cheers.
Cheek.
Try them out.
I like it.
Totally refreshing.
Very,
Right?
very refreshing.
Oh, you could get in trouble with these folks. And guess what?
I love it.
That's probably what we're
Fresh.
going to do. So anyway, cheers to all of you. Love you. Thanks for sticking around. Yeah, it was a rough one, but you know what? That's what happens when you drink. It's a holiday, folks. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your day. Tomorrow's Labor Day. Have fun with it. And that's it. We're out. Love y'all.
Happy Labor Day.
Happy
Good
Labor
night.
Day, everybody.